Yo, Story Day. It's your boy Magasco. Pass me the lighter. So we in the building today. You ready? I'm in the building. Let's talk. Nothing know the sweet pass when you below, yeah. Pass when you below. You know the sweet pass when you below, yeah. Passe when you bolo. N'écoute pas les gens dit que my brother oh yele. You know the sweet pass when you bolo. N'écoute pas les gens dit que my sister oh yele. You know the sweet pass when you bolo yele. Yo, Magasco Cameroon, that boy, he grew up in Cameroon. He loved music, really liked school that way, so drop out from university and, composing, a little bit of production, but more of singing and very in love with R&B, dancehall, Afropop. That's just Magasco right there. 2008 when I released Lion Loba. I guess that's when I really started professionally. That's when I learned a lot. That's when I understood, you can make some money out of this. And that's when, everything really pretty much started off. And then I met Empire and, we took it to the next level. And yeah, since 2008, it's been a blessing. Shout out to the fans. They're the ones making this thing happen. So. All man don't play football. For small picking, I think I say 90%, all we don't play football. I used to really love football, but I didn't have that. I still play football, but now it's at the level of Santé. As we have to go level Sunday sharp, we go play Santé. So shout out to my homie Fi Collins and my member. Those are people I grew up with. They're now big professionals in football. And it was simple. I didn't have that energy, that kind of power to play football. I had a little bit of skill, but didn't have the power and the passion too. So that's why, I switched to music because I had all the passion. Everybody who knows me know back then I used to just sing, And yeah, that's pretty much what took me off football. First challenges were, parents accepting their son to become an artist, something like that, accepting their son to really do music. I didn't have that 100% support, and I don't really blame them too because it's out of love, you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what's going on with most artists, they end up, drug dealers and all that, getting addicted to a whole lot of, we know all the stories that are out there. So I needed to prove myself, and proving myself now without that support was very difficult. And given what I went through, like financial, emotional, the lack of those kind of support, was really a tough time. Because at one point I've been on my own, and very young at that age too. I was vulnerable to go into a lot of I was very vulnerable. I just thank God that I didn't fall into the streets, because I was always exposed to the streets, but I didn't get into the negative things that were happening in the streets. So shout out to all the parents in Bamenda and all business people in Bamenda, because in the streets, when they saw my talent, most of them kind of played a role. Just telling me that, boy, you're doing a good job was really it played a really big role to boost my my whole confidence in doing this thing. And that's why I am forming an association. I'm working on an NGO to be able to sensitize parents to to let their kids support their kids with their talents, because I don't want other guys, other upcoming maybe footballers, whatever talents that are coming up, I don't want them to face the same thing I went through. So yeah. right now the biggest challenge is, staying at the top. That is the biggest challenge right now. Staying at the top is really hard because at one time it's a blessing and it's a curse because just going up there, getting all these people knowing you, becoming a star. Yeah, it's a dream come true, but now you get to start facing realities that come with it. You start facing the negativities that come with it because you're popular, but it's not like everybody's gonna love you. People will just hate you for no reason. You carry responsibilities that you didn't even know. Like being a star, you already are responsible for a lot of things that you don't even know. So even when you want to take yourself out of it, it's a no-no from the public because they'll always put you in check. You understand? So like what is going on in Bamenda, northwest, southwest region. I'm a Bamenda boy. From one time, I must admit at one time I was a little shy. I was a little scared, just talking my mind about what's going on. But the public put me on check, and yeah, I was. That made me to start talking, my mind. And to date, I understood that just being a star is not all about the flash, lights, camera. It's also a responsibility. That's why most of my interviews I would always talk about it now. I would tell people we need change and all that. And yeah. Alright, I guess back then I was rap, because I was a rap artist back then. We had a group called T-Drops with me and my boys, TQ and W. So we were like the VIP artists, okay? We did like VIP artists, so Franco Alliance, remember? Cause we had some songs that were really popping around schools. There were no Android phones then. There were nothing like that. When you were popping, it just ear to mouth to ear and stuff like that. So we had a couple of songs, like 2 songs that were a little bit everywhere in school campuses and stuff. Back then there were these Walkmans. We used to tape on CDs, on tapes.
Yeah.
And we were invited in Cool Corner. No, it wasn't Cool Corner. It was Franco Alliance Hall. So there was this, mass of students from GBHS Bamenda, GBHS downtown, and I learned a lot in GBHS and progressive because Franco Alliance is just besides PCHS. So I can also say that was one of my first biggest crowd. Now, while waiting, when the crowd was hot enough, because there were some school competitions, people dancing, different school dance groups, they were dancing. So they warmed up the population to an extent that backstage we felt like it was the right moment for us to get on stage. And there was this kid who was supposed to perform before us. And, the kid went on. And I remember we insisted, like when the kid went on, the crowd was like very welcoming. They're like shouting, oh, because it was a kid. Like she was, I think, was like 8 years old. I don't even know what she was about to perform though. She was about to interpret a song. Then we insisted, like, no, if we're not performing now, then we're leaving. So the MC had to cut the kid off, and said, and when they cut the kid off, the crowd didn't want to have anything to do with us. They were like, it's either the kid performs or no show. And we thought they were kidding. And the MC was like, no, let's welcome the T-Drop. Like, everybody was like, boo. And we went on stage and the song started. Boy, that was so embarrassing. Like, all kinds of shoes, smelling shoes came on us. Everything fall on us. Like Davido said, water for witty fall on us. Shoes, socks, all kind of things. Like, I wanted to leave stage, but my friend, like, TK told me, man, let's face it, like, boys, let's perform. Like, it was the longest 3 minutes in my whole life, and I really learned a lot. Like, you should never underestimate any performer, any entertainer. That is the wrongest thing to do. Like, you don't even know how embarrassed you find yourself. So I learned my lesson. I've been doing a lot. But truth is, it's been failing. You know, I started a movement, b-boy. You know, back in the days, I wanted to use the platform to, produce other artists. As I said before, there's this thing that a lot of people don't know. I produce. I'm into production. Most of the songs you hear, most of the Magasco songs, are produced, alongside Magasco. But I let go because I have Pazzo, who is a genius, so he does it better than me. So why stress too much now that he's there? But I wanted to use my talent to produce other artists. I started working with some artists, and at some point in time, I don't know if it's because I wasn't ready enough to take that challenge, or maybe these people I wanted to work with were not ready to. I don't know. So it didn't work. That thing didn't really work. But I still plan to, produce artists. I, B-boy is still there. As long as I'm alive, it means B-boy is still there. So I've built a studio. I'm about to build one more in Yaoundé. I built one in Bamenda. I'm about to build one more in Yaoundé. To start over the project. As I told you, I'm starting an NGO. It's going to work alongside, producing. Not only I'm going to sensitize parents to let their kids, follow their dreams. I'm going to, in the same time, when I meet some parents and I see their kids, if they're into music, because that's where I can intervene, I can take that, and who knows, we're going to get the next Magasco or some next superstar Cameroon. Getting to becoming popular, it's something that when you're getting there, you don't know what is coming next. But what comes next is the fame. There's a little bit of money, there's the flashy life, and there is the curse part of it. The dark side of it is the criticism, it is the drama, it is the fact that you don't have a private life and all that. So you have to watch your back all the time, anything you want. Even though one break taxi, boy, you look left, right. Sometimes you even look left, right, you see break the taxi, why enter taxi? I say, hey kid, Magasco, taxi. So I learned in the whole thing, like in the whole process, I learned the hard way. Especially, I remember when I dropped the song Kumba Market, By the way, shout out to Jules. Jules Nya is somebody that is really not. He's not. How can I say? He's undercredited, or he's not really. He's not really given the due respect that he deserves. He's one of those people who played a role in what the Cameroon industry is today. Like he's played a very big role. So I remember back then I dropped the song Kumba Market, and he had a bigger vision for the video. I needed to, how artists are. I just needed to drop the song. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted the video. I just wanted the video out. So I hurriedly did a video. The video that is out, he wasn't comfortable with the video, so we kind of fall out because of that. And when the video came out, the public also shared the same view. Like, it was horrible. That was the first time I was criticized ever, and it was really horrible. I remember I cried the whole day that video was out. I wanted to delete it one time. It was Pazzo that told me, no, you should face it like a man. It's out, and all sorts of insults. People, and that's when bloggers started talking about me. And yeah, I saw people really saying horrible things about my video, and it really touched me. Back then when I saw stuff like that, I'll just go home, I'll cry, I'll just lock myself up in the room. Then I later found out, same video, same controversy around the video led to some Nigerian bloggers and people who didn't even know me, like contacting me and asking like, hey, what up? We like your song. we've seen the video is not that good, but because of the controversy, we're able to, we heard about you, would like to know more about you. And that was a positive thing that came behind a negative thing. So I started learning, like that's when I understood, even with some of these negative things, positive things will still come. So, and that's when I also heard someone said, bad or good publicity is still good publicity. But then I want my career to always have good publicity. So I try to avoid that. But yeah, I'm dealing with it the way I'm dealing with it today. Bloggers can say whatever they want. I'll stay true to myself, and that's what's important. Well, if you look at my if you look at if you look at my songs, they have like three directions. It's either Afro pop, it's either R&B or dancehall. That's how it all started. These three branches, like it's how can I even say it? Like when I did Fine Boy, it was dancehall. That was 2011, I guess, or 12. It was a dancehall song. Like that was the first song that put me out there, like really put me out. That I started doing big concerts. Fine Boy was the song, and it was a dancehall song. So that dancehall thing has always been a part of me. And later on, I did Afro-pop songs like Marry Me, No Man No War, Wulu Bang Bang. But then I came back to dancehall. And I still do R&B. Like if you listen to my song, Zamba. So it's just three directions. I just play with them and just having fun with them. That's why I said I might go to the fourth, which is rap. Because I might do something. I'm planning to do something. I'm planning to surprise people. Maybe one morning you get up and see an EP of Magasco rap EP. So it's three directions, but we might go to the fourth. Yeah, my message is simple. Let's stand for what is right. We know what is right, and let's not look for opportunities to put blames on people. Because it's something that we need to. We have a struggle that is, we all Anglophones, we've all gone through. It doesn't matter who, artist, doctor, whatsoever. We're all Anglophones. We grew up in Cameroon. We know what's been wrong, and we know what we need to do to get things right. So let's forget about trying to put it on somebody's head. Oh, this person is doing less, or this person is not doing anything at all. Let's just focus on trying to bring the change that we want. And by the way, rest in peace to those who have lost their lives. We pray for those who are sick, those who are injured, to have quick recovery. While we keep hoping for the best. It's not too late. They can still put us in order. They can still work with us. They can still give us advice and everything. Because from the start, they kept the distance away from us. We tried to come close, but they didn't give us that opportunity to come close enough to learn. So whatever we're doing is what we learn from the internet and other artists from other countries. I can't really say we learned from them because they didn't give us that opportunity. So it's not too late. We still hope they can work with us. They can give us the sacred recipe because they have it. They're the only ones that have it. That's why their songs today still sound better than what we do. No matter the fact that we have the younger generation following, but then they still have the recipe and we need it. So. The future, putting down, I'm going to be a businessman. I'm going to do 1 or 2 investments. I'm going to be a producer. I'm going to be, invest more in producing, and plus some more music collabos. Because this time around, we planning to do collabos with some other artists from different countries. I have like 8 already. So yeah, that's the future right there. Yeah, my conclusion today, a question in this, I've been a hospital to take surgery. But anyways. I'm happy to be here, and maybe anytime, we're like family now. if you feel like you get any more questions, let me know, man.
Okay.
I'll pass by.